You know, life is precious. Things like this can happen to anyone at any time.
There is inherent risk with everything that we do. But if you don't tell us, we'll never learn.
I think for me, it's probably going to dictate a lot about the way I go about people recovering from injuries from now on.
Always think it won't happen to me, but one day, you know, it might, and in my case it did. So it was the 21st of August, 2023. It was a Monday. It was like any other Monday, really. About 4:30 in the afternoon now. I'm about to do some cuts, steel conduit. Usual task I was doing before, putting up lights. This bandsaw we use pretty much every day, really, which just probably goes to show that, you know, anything can happen, even if you are competent or confident with a tool. I've got my hand on the bench and I've got to pick it up, and as I go to place the bandsaw down, I've pulled the trigger in and my finger is sitting right where the blade is, and it's essentially turned on, pulled my glove in and just taken my finger straight off and cut into a bit of my middle finger. It was shock straight away. It was not something you really ever expect to see. When you just look down your finger and it's just red, there's blood squirting out. I can see the bone on my middle finger. It's a lot to take in. It doesn't feel real, to be honest. It feels like a dream. I was fortunate enough that there were some other workers from Genus nearby who managed to help me out, bandage me up, help me stop the bleeding and help me calm down a little bit. And the other guy has had to go and find my finger.
Pretty instinctual with the way that they responded. It wasn't until later on that we found out just how well they responded, but for the first part, Cam's made it to the office. We've made the decision at that point we need to get you to secondary care, and we've got the car available. I'm ready to drive, let's kind of go. And then I get the phone call from site that they'd found the finger, turn back around, there's the finger in a bowl, but at the same time wrapped up in gauze, in a plastic bag, in an ice bowl, which is, you know, ticked all the boxes for preservation.
The first thing that came to my head was, am I going to be able to do that? Am I going to be able to use tools again normally? Am I going to be able to finish my apprenticeship and become a tradesman? And I'm an avid football fan as well. That's a big thing too. I go, what's going to happen from here? If I can't work for a few months, what does that mean? It was a nervous experience. Going into theatre, I knew, hey, when I wake up next, I'm either going to have my finger back on and we'll be good, or there's going to be nothing there. So, and I know I was surrounded by good people who would help me as well. So, but I had hope.
From who I think Cam is not just someone at work, he's someone that's helped develop me. We know that we're going to take you out of the field on that recovery path. A really motivating thing for me was to see that how we can give people these other skill sets that they maybe never come across. And the time we spent together, that he was determined to get back on those tools, use those tools again, and prove to everybody that he was a tradesperson.
Everyone was very good at making me feel like these things happen, but what's important is how we come back from stuff like this. So I got to help modify the safe work method statement, and through my story and through my experience, I got to help construct how we should go forward. So I think that was very rewarding for myself and the company to get my perspective on things, and it feels good for me knowing that I've helped the future of how this company will move. No single trigger bandsaws were allowed on site. These were eventually replaced with the dual trigger bandsaws.
It's actually the handling. How do you handle the tool? What does the manufacturer say? Given better instruction, information, and then training, and there's a little verification thing at the end, which we identify some skills that you've got to have or remember to use it.
There's unrecognised work that goes on within the health and safety industry all the time. But now I think something like this has just given me the confidence to know that we do have the team and we do have the ability to facilitate these sorts of things.
A lot of your rehab is above your shoulders. Obviously it is in your finger, the rehab you're doing, but it all comes from here. It's like most things in life, I feel. If there's a will, there's a way. If you want to do something, you can do it. And we've slowly but surely got to the point right now where I'm at full duties and no restrictions, and yeah, it works as it was before.
if we've got a passion and we've got a goal, and that goal might just be the next step. And that's the key that I think Cam showed us.
The more you get exposed to negative occurrences or lack of willpower, the more you kind of start to believe that maybe what you are trying to do or what you are trying to achieve just isn't kind of worthwhile, until one person comes along, like Cam, who has the willpower, who has the perseverance, the resilience, who has like the just sheer dedication to recover.
But I think doing this injury has made me realise a lot of things, safety-wise, how you approach different situations, at work, at home, at football, at the gym, could happen anywhere. You know, life is precious. We need to be as safe as we can.